Welcome back to Girl Talk. We're filming at Bella Domicile and we're learning something new today, which we love about our jobs here. We are meeting with Dondi Szombatfalvy. She's the lead designer at Bella Domicile, and we're going to learn about arts and crafts style for your kitchen. Thanks for teaching us and joining us today.
Appreciate it. And we're actually standing in front of an arts and crafts display. And a little history, arts and crafts style got its start in the late 1800s and early 1900s. That's when the Industrial Revolution was going crazy. And the reputation of mass-produced goods was not very good. And so the arts and crafts style was kind of born of getting back to nature and getting simple design and showing craftsmanship in the materials and the cabinets and the furniture that was built.
It's beautiful.
So, thanks. So some of the elements that you'll always see in a craftsman arts and crafts display would be very simple lines. So if you look at these doors, you'll see a very simple line, very simple edge detail. If the moldings, they're very simple, very straight, vertical and horizontal, so some very simple looks there.
Yeah.
Another thing that'll be very prominent in arts and crafts is the materials. So the natural materials are going to be fashion forward, if you will. So these are oak, quarter sawn oak cabinets, and you'll see a lot of that. There will not be any painted cabinets in an arts and crafts style.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I was wondering some of the details that make it arts and crafts, and so that's one of the things. So it's going to be real wood.
Real wood.
Not painted.
Very simple lines, and if there is any ornamentation, it's going to be very geometric. So if you look at the doors up here, the mullion doors, see it's a very simple, very rectangular and square.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, what kind of doors complement arts and crafts style the best?
Well, this is a very simple one, which is nice. This is a raised panel, which is probably not the most common. Probably the most common would be something like this. So you're seeing a very simple line, but it's a recessed panel, recessed drawer front. You could also see something like this. It's a simpler version, pardon me. So this has just a little wider style and rail. And then also popular would be just a plain flat, just a plain flat. So once again,
You do like the more kind of
simple.
I like that a lot. So let's talk a little bit about the molding details. You mentioned some of the tops that we see. How would a client choose which molding detail they like, and just how to incorporate that into the design that they're choosing?
Well, even within that style, there's still always going to be options.
Okay.
So just to show you, this is a very traditional crown molding with a rope. So you can see the difference here, very simple line.
Right.
Now if you wanted to do something a little different with an arts and crafts, this is a very simple crown molding that you could do. This is an ornamentation that might be on a crown molding, so you can see very geometric once again.
So that's more like an addition that you could put into one of these options.
Exactly.
Potentially. Okay.
Exactly.
Kind of jazz it up a little.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And you were mentioning the ones over there too.
Yeah, so these are, a lot of times we might use table legs, chair legs, so you can see the one on the end there.
This one, right?
Very square, simple lines. It's tapered at the end. Now compare that one to the one on the left there.
left,
Very kind of that turned post leg. So obviously you wouldn't mistake that turn post for something very simple.
And you mentioned there's a couple other options over here too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So these two are the arts and crafts.
Yes, and another one that you commonly see is a tapered leg where it's wider at the bottom, but
I
it's
like those.
very, very straight and simple lines.
I like those.
Very pretty. I like the simple, and I didn't know that arts and crafts was such a simple, clean line, so I like that a lot.
Yeah, less is more.
Less is more, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So what are the takeaways for customers that are thinking about the arts and crafts style for their kitchen?
Some things to think about. For one thing, it's a very popular style here in the Midwest. The Prairie School of Design started in Chicago. We have a huge amount of Frank Lloyd Wright influence in our area. We have Taliesin. So it's a very popular style here in the Midwest and in Wisconsin in particular. But another neat thing about the style is by making some simple changes. Here's an example of a very craftsman hardware. It's hammered. It's showing the craftsmanship, very kind of a rustic. But if you would change a few of the details, say go to a simpler line with the hardware, go to a more streamlined crown molding, you can actually update the style to something that's very transitional. So it's a style that, you know, if you kind of get tired of that, it transitions into the next.
So you're saying you don't have to overhaul your kitchen?
You don't have
can
to
just-
overhaul your whole kitchen. By changing the lighting fixtures, maybe the stools, for example. This is an example of a very arts and crafts, very simple lines, iron work. There's a wood stool.
Non-painted, to your point earlier.
Non-painted,
I
absolutely.
think I found what kind of kitchen I want.
You got your niche.
Yeah,
this
this is it, and I never knew it existed.
Yeah.
Great.
Changing gears a little bit, can you tell us about some holiday decor, what we can incorporate into our homes and our kitchens
Sure.
this season?
Sure. So here in our arts and crafts display, we've got kind of a natural rustic theme. So you see we've put some burlap down here. We've got some very simple, you could say wood look type of candelabras with the simple cameras.
This is gorgeous.
Candles. We've got an acorn and some pine cones. So we did bling it up a little bit for the holidays because it is the holidays. How about a wreath? You could hang a wreath on a door. You got to keep it kind of simple in a kitchen because you got to work in the space.
And I
Right.
love what you've done up top there too. Actually, that's right up my alley.
That's mine too.
Just a
little
few
bling over the top.
Yeah, key
very
things
pretty.
to make it really pop.
Perfect.
And really quick, I want to make sure we show off some other options. But will you show off your little find back here, Elise?
Oh
Pop
my
this
gosh.
open.
We must.
We gotta show it off. I don't know if this is
How
arts
neat
and
is that?
crafts or if this is just Bella Domicile. Wonderful, but how cool is that?
I'm thinking it's
Very
a drawer,
cool.
I'm pulling it out, and it just keeps going. It's so incredible.
So let's now that we've showed off our little secret, let's check out some other options. We're gonna step aside.
Okay, so here we are in a whole different setting from the arts and crafts. Tell us what this is and what you've done with the holiday bling here.
This is a very contemporary, kind of ultra contemporary display, kind of a minimalist approach. So we're looking at very simple, but we're kind of highlighting some stainless steel with a pop of color. And if you look, we just got a little stainless. So you can put any color of bulbs that you might have, where it's pretty inexpensive to go pick some new colors if you don't have something that you like. So just a very easy, simple approach to decorating in the contemporary kitchen.
Boy, that sure looks sharp. And when you say minimalist, you're not kidding. I'll tell you, my kitchen counter does not look quite like this. Great, and you said you have another example, a more traditional style?
More traditional.
Let's take a look at that.
Perfect.
And so here we are in a more traditional setting. This is so much different looking again. And so tell us about this kitchen and what you've done with a little bit of holiday decoration.
Sure, we've concentrated on the reds again. We just pulled out our crystal vase, our crystal candles, little red. Got the red hurricane candle in there with some hydrangea. And these are actually cranberries
That
in
looks
the vase.
Fabulous, and it's so simple.
Absolutely.
That really looks nice.
So a little greenery and a little red makes you feel right at home at Christmas.
Right, and you had a little piece back here too.
Just some greenery with some little bit of the Christmas colors in there. So
It sure looks nice. It's a nice touch just to spruce it up. Love the red.
appreciate that.
Well, we're about out of time for today. What are we going to talk about next time?
Next time we're going to be focusing on contemporary styles and the different looks that can. Could it be ultra contemporary, kind of an Asian contemporary, what those elements might be like.
For kitchens again.
For kitchens.
All right, well, we look forward to it. Thank you,
Thanks.
Dondi. Thanks to all of our guests today, and thank you for watching Girl Talk. We'll see you next time.